I opened the email. I was in shock. I couldn't believe it. I was really nervous. You're never 100% sure if you're going to match or not.
Yeah.
When I was applying, the first thing for me was the application and try to work as hard as I could with my research. I'm trying to finish as much papers as I can because I know that in residency, I'm not going to have enough time to do this. It's really good to learn from people that are top tier in their field. The meta-analysis helped me a lot to have connections, especially cardiology. I met medical students to already attendings, physicians here in the US. You have the opportunity to be part of the best research that you can, and you're not necessarily in a postdoctoral research fellow. You can do it online. You can do it from your home. Don't give up. Sometimes when one door closes, another open. Don't stay with the one that closed. Go and seek for other opportunities.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to one more episode of MetaCast, the podcast of the Meta-Analysis Academy. Today, I welcome to the stage Mariana Niño. She is from Colombia. She's an incoming PGY1 resident in internal medicine in New York, and she's also an entrepreneur. She has her global fashion brand. She's going to tell us all about, her journey from Colombia, from Bogotá to a research fellowship, to publications, to the steps, to matching in internal medicine, also balancing the CEO part of her life. So I'm very excited to welcome you here, Mariana. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much, Dr. Cardoso, for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, I'm really excited to share your story. Before we get into it and ask Mariana to introduce herself, I just want to remind everyone that what we discussed today in MetaCast and this podcast is not affiliated with the institutions where we currently work, where we're going to. The opinions here are exclusively our own. I also want to remind everyone to subscribe and like the video and share with your friends and join the waitlist of the Meta-Analysis Academy. Mariana is a former student of the Meta-Analysis Academy too. She's done really well and we're very proud of her. And if you want to learn how to do really strong research with autonomy, make sure to join our waitlist. Mariana, tell us where you're from and your upbringing and your background, please.
I'm from Colombia. I did medical school in a university in Bogotá.
Okay.
When I graduated in 2022, I moved to New York to start studying for the USMLE Step 1 and Step 2 at Kaplan Medical Center. At the same time, I looked some rotations here in the US. They were observerships. I completed one with the Harrington program at the University of Miami.
I did that observership too.
In cardiology consult.
I did that one too.
And a second one in UT Health San Antonio in electrophysiology.
Nice.
When I finished my Kaplan course and I present the Step 1 and Step 2, then I was starting to look for research opportunities. So I applied for a postdoctoral research fellow in the area of interventional pulmonology at Beth, Israel. I got the position, and that's how I end up here in Boston.
Nice. And you've been here for a year in Boston, right?
Yeah, almost a year.
And you just matched. Tell us where you matched. Internal medicine, I already mentioned that.
Yes, I matched at Woodhull. It's part of the New York hospitals, and it's affiliated to NYU.
Nice. You're excited to go to New York?
Yeah, I'm really excited to be back. I love the city. I love the pace of the city. So yeah, I'm really happy to be back.
Congratulations. Such a great accomplishment. And tell us a little bit more about how did it feel when you got that news on Monday, match day, that you matched into internal medicine?
I think that at first, I was really nervous. I get some interviews, but you're never 100% sure. You never know if you're going to match or not.
Yeah.
So when I opened the email, I was in shock. At first I couldn't believe it. Then I kind of cried a little bit, and then I was just happy to match and to be part of the system.
Yeah. No, it's that there's a huge barrier of entry, right? So I did my residency in internal medicine in Miami, where you did your rotation too at the Harrington program, University of Miami, Jackson Memorial. and then my career really took off. I went to Johns Hopkins and then Harvard. But that entry barrier is huge for us, especially as IMGs, you know. You're from Colombia, I'm from Brazil, and getting into the system, as you said it so nicely, is such a victory. So again, congratulations.
Yeah, especially when we do need visas.
Yeah, especially in the current, scenario. Let's leave it at that. Yeah. It's tough. So I usually start these podcasts by asking, what was your application like and your scores and your research and like all these components. But I actually want to start by something that's really unique to you. I actually want to start with the entrepreneurship. Tell us about your fashion brand and like how you built that and what it looks like, because I'm sure it's an important part of who you are, but also because I'm sure it played a factor like in your interviews and people getting to know you when you applied. So tell us about your fashion brand.
Yeah, it was 100% a huge factor in my application. So my fashion brand, it's called Nush Apparel.
Oh, nice.
I started I think that 2 years ago with my sister. All my family were always into business. And my dad, since we were child, he teach us to create other opportunities, not only stay in just one field. So medicine for me was like my main career, but at the same time I have like a love for fashion, and I wanted to do something new, something different. And I started to talk about it with my sister. She was in the same page as me. She's a lawyer. So
in Colombia?
In Colombia, yes. So we were into 2 different areas, and then we end up also in fashion. So that's something really great for us. Right now, I think that we ship to more than 15 countries.
Wow. Ship from Colombia. This is all
from Colombia, yes, and it's all around the world, and it's been growing so fast, and I'm really grateful about this growing. And there's also a lot of hard work, dedication behind. So yes.
Wow, that's incredible. So, how did you start it? Like, I know you said that your sister's a lawyer, your dad like is an entrepreneur, but like, how do you even start something like that?
We started with the idea. Like everything was really...
It's like doing research. It starts with the idea.
Yeah, exactly. You start with the idea. And we did everything really empirically. We didn't know much about design, but my sister started to study design. So that was really helpful. So she started with the design component of the brand. And then it was me behind all the numbers, behind the shippings, behind the deliveries, also replying to the clients.
Wow.
At first, I think that we both did everything.
That's
now,
incredible.
Of course, we have a team that we can rely on. But at first, we were there 24/7, or not 24/7, because I was finishing medical school.
And study for the steps later on.
Yes. Wow. So I try all my free time, I dedicated to it.
Nice. That's impressive. That's really cool. And like this is still very much active in the sense like that you participate on this. And I know you don't do everything like before. You have a team, like you said, but you're still running this.
Yeah. I have a team that I consolidate before coming here to the United States. And I trust them like 100%, but I'm there working every single day, at least 1 to 2 hours, at least.
Yeah, and it's like being an entrepreneur, you're always on, right? Like there's no 9 to 5
there's
or
no
weekends
schedule.
And holidays. It's like whenever there's a problem, you have to solve it. I know that very well. So let's talk about how that influenced like your application. Like how did you mention this in your personal statement? Did it come up in interviews? How was this a factor?
I mentioned it in my personal statement, but I also... like a lot of my interviewers asked me about it. They were really interested of how come do you have like a fashion brand? I don't understand it. And you're applying for internal medicine. Like why? Or what you learn from your fashion company that you can apply in internal medicine residency.
How did you answer that question?
I answered first. I learned to be responsible. I learned a lot of leadership skills.
Good.
I learned that in order to teach, you have to first be there. You need to
lead by example.
Lead by example, exactly. And I think that was part of my answer.
Great answers. Yeah, there's so many skills. Like another one is like resilience and grit, because building it from zero like that, I'm sure there are many days when you question your decision, and like especially in the beginning, and then even as you grow, there's the problems also grow. So it's there are many skills that would be transferable to being a good doctor.
Yeah, especially like problem solving skills.
Yes.
Like you have to find a solution.
Yeah. And then, did you get a sense? I'm curious about this. I really don't know the answer. Did you get a sense at any point that people could be worried that, as an entrepreneur or a CEO, or, that people will be worried like, and Mariana's going to join as a resident, but she has this other thing going on. Did you get that feeling where people maybe were a little worried about that?
I asked that myself, like, every single day.
Uh-huh.
Every single day, I was like thinking, should I put this on my personal statement? Or on my application? I'm not sure. Maybe they're going to think that I don't have enough time to be a CEO and internal medicine resident. But also, I'm really proud of what I built, and it's part of me. So I decided to put it, and I think that there were like a lot of things that I learned through this experience.
Yeah, no, I think we have to be transparent and put this out there. We can't control what people are going to think about it, but it's part of who we are. It's part of who you are. I think that was the right decision. And I'm sure most people, the overwhelming, like the number one response, I'm sure, was like that they were just impressed by you, like what you're doing and how you're able to do this and the steps and everything else that's needed to prepare a successful application. Congrats. That's really good. And let's talk about the other components of your applications. And you don't need to go into too many details, but just give us a sense of, like how well you did on the scores. And, in terms of research experience, you had the research fellowship. Just paint us a picture of what was your application like.
Regarding my step scores, my step 1 was pass and fail. So mine was pass the first attempt.
Great.
Step 2, 247.
Okay, so like a little bit above average. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was around average for internal medicine.
Okay.
And step 3, I presented recently, so it wasn't in my application.
Okay.
Then, regarding the clinical experience, I only had 2 observerships.
The ones you mentioned, yeah.
Yeah, the ones that I already mentioned. And regarding research, I put in my application, I believe that 4 manuscripts that they were already published. And a couple, I think that 2 to 3 meta-analyses that are like in progress, and some abstracts that I sent, but I haven't received like the response if they were accepted or not. At that time. But
now you were telling me before we started recording that you're presenting these at American Thoracic Society.
Yeah,
ATS.
I'm presenting at ATS. I think that it's in 2 weeks.
Nice. Actually. Where is it going to be?
Orlando.
Oh, nice. Very good.
Yes.
Nice weather there. Get us away from this cold. It's like May and it's still cold. It's unbelievable, this city, Boston. But that's great. ATS is a huge conference. People may not know. It's American Thoracic Society. And Mariana is going to present there. Is this a poster? Is it an oral presentation?
Both are posters.
Nice.
Yes.
Very good. Excited for that?
Yes, pretty excited.
Nice. And then you also did this research fellowship. It was at Beth Israel. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. Beth Israel in interventional pulmonology.
Interventional pulm. What was your time like there? Did you make good connections? Did well in terms of the research? What was the year like for you?
It's been amazing. I made really great connections, especially my mentors.
Nice.
It's really good to learn from people that are top tier in their field, and that also they're 100% open to teach you. And they also give me the opportunity to shadow clinic.
Okay.
So I gain a little bit of like clinical experience, like only like an observership.
Yep.
So that's something that I like it a lot from my postdoc. And also I have like direct contact with patients when I present the trials, and that also improve my communication skills.
Okay. Those are all very fair and important points. I want to ask a question about balance. Like we were talking about the research fellowship and preparing for the steps and doing the research and then the entrepreneurship, especially because I know the entrepreneurship is so demanding. I sort of feel that pain myself. How do you balance these? Like, how do you see it? How do you approach it? What's your mindset? I'm trying to get in your mind to see how you're successful at all these things, because I want to translate it to the audience so they can apply in their personal challenges.
I'm not the best person with work balance because I'm in a lot of things, and you know that as entrepreneur, you don't have a schedule.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to do what you have to do.
Yeah.
And that's
just figure out how to do it, right?
That's what is on my mind always. You have to do what you have to do, and try to do the best at what you are doing.
Yeah. I love that you answered that, because people also ask me, like, how are you a cardiologist and you do the Meta-Analysis Academy and you do all these things? And I always answer the same thing. It's like, I don't consider myself good at balancing these things by any means. I just work a ton, and I don't have a whole lot of work-life balance. It's really a lot more towards work, especially at this stage in my career. It's gotten a little better, to be quite honest, but it's still a ton of work. And but I think you answered it correctly also in the way when you said that, like, I know what has to be done and I'll do it. That's what our careers are about. Entrepreneurship is certainly the same, but our careers are also about that. You got to do research. It's tough. Join the Meta-Analysis Academy or do a research fellow. Like you got to get it done. You step 2 score, get it done. So you got to do 30 questions a day. You do 30 questions a day. You get important things done.
Exactly. Sometimes you have to grind, and especially when it's your future.
Yeah. Especially at the phase that you and I still am in my career. Like, we're talking about a 30, 40, 50-year career. Like, this is the time to put in the effort, because what you guys do, and here's for the audience, what you do during the medical school in the early years, where you do your residency, the fellowships that you do, the companies that you build, like these things really matter a lot in the short term, the long run of your life, of your career. So yeah, it's the time to put in the work. I love that you answered that, Mariana. We didn't rehearse this, but I always answer that the same thing. I'm not really good at this. I just put a lot of work into it. How do you set priorities? Like, is it clear in your mind? Like, oh, I have to do this and that? Or, because I'm sure you have like always an immense to-do list. How do you not get lost? How do you figure out what's the most important thing to get done?
It depends on the stage that I'm in my life.
Yeah.
When I was applying, the first thing for me was the application.
Yeah.
It was the number one priority. Then try to work as hard as I could with my research.
Yeah.
Because I knew that the research was going to help me into the application.
Right.
And then my third priority was my company. And then I think that the social activity.
And right now, like where you are in your career, how are you preparing yourself? If you're already just taking a break, which is very fair. You've done all of this, you match. I'm just trying to also understand how you plan, how you think, how you go into the next step, how you're approaching the fact that you're starting residency in a few months.
Right now, I'm trying to do as much research as I can, because I know that now I have a great opportunity to be in a top hospital that has a lot of research, like ongoing research, and I'm trying to finish as much papers as I can, because I know that in residency I'm not going to have enough time to do this. So right now I'm grinding with research, and I know the importance of research, especially if I want to apply into a competitive fellowship.
Yeah. That's a good point. I want to go back to something you mentioned a little while ago, which is the fact that the research helped you with connections. Can you elaborate more a little bit about that? Obviously, you were doing the research fellowship, so you have your mentors there. You mentioned that they were really great. What about in terms of whether doing meta-analysis or any other initiatives that you took through research to make good connections, besides the obvious one of just having a PI and developing a good relationship with that person?
The meta-analysis helped me a lot to have connections, especially with people that were interested in the field that I'm interested right now, which is cardiology.
Okay.
So I met from students, medical students, to already attendings, physicians here in the US, that they are already cardiologists and that they are open to do research with you. And I think that those are really helpful connections to have, especially when you are in this pathway. That research is a must. You have to do research.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's one of the huge, people often overlook that benefit of doing a meta-analysis. You obviously look at the publications in the CV, which are really nice, but you can use that to make a connection, to invite someone to collaborate with you. Like you were doing research fellowship in interventional pulmonology. That's a great door that you had, but you're also interested in cardiology, so you can easily publish on this other field. So there's this other benefits besides just the paper that you publish. You can make the good connections.
Exactly. And also that you have the opportunity to be part of like the best research that you can. And you're not necessarily in a postdoctoral research fellow. You can do it online. You can do it from your home.
Great point. We have students from Azerbaijan, from Mozambique, from tiny islands in the Caribbean, like people from all over the world, Brazil, Colombia, who do research when they learn how to do meta-analysis. So you guys should definitely learn that as well. Make sure to join our wait list, by the way. Mariana, I also like to ask people here about hobbies, like when you're not publishing papers and when you're not studying or running your company. Like you said, the fourth thing on your priority list was your social life and your hobbies. Like, what are those hobbies?
That's a good question. For me, my hobby is my company.
Yeah.
And when I'm not doing that, I just try to spend time with the people, with my family. I like to spend time with the people that are closer to me, my friends, my boyfriend. I try to have quality of time.
Yeah.
Since I don't have a lot of quantity of time.
Yeah. That's a great point.
Free time.
Yeah. It's a great point. I mean, I appreciate the honesty. I really do, because people like junior folks listening in, they should know what it takes. I spent 15 years of my life doing nothing else but work, and also on the not working, I was spending time with family, doing all the important things besides work. But it's just a massive amount of work to match into residency. Like I wanted to do cardiology fellowship, so I had to work 80 hours a week as a resident and get home and do meta-analysis. Being an entrepreneur. So I appreciate the honesty of saying my hobby is my company. That's true. My hobby is my career. For a long time, it was my career. And I'm not, just to be clear also, I don't want people to get the wrong impression that I think you don't have to do anything else with your life. Of course not. It's important to spend time with family and do other things. Rodrigo was just here. He's a marathon runner. These are all really important things. But it also, people need to understand that it is a massive amount of work to develop your career and reach the stages that you can do that
as if you were live.
Right
you
now.
would just reframe it.
Just very like good. I love that. I appreciate the honesty.
What's the last name you prefer?
Mariana, what advice would you give to people? I sort of already took the words out of your mouth there on that one specifically, which is just, to work hard, to grind, like you were saying before. But, we have people listening in from Bogotá and Medellin and all over the world, people who are maybe more junior to you in your career, and they're listening in and they're inspired by your story. Like, what advice would you give to them besides the one that we already shared, to work hard?
Another one will be don't give up. And sometimes when the one door closes, another open. That's something really important to keep on mind.
Yeah.
Just don't stay with the one that closed. Go and seek for other opportunities.
Yeah.
And join Randers and Meta-Analysis Academy.
I love that advice. But the first one is important. In other words, like, there will be disappointments in the journey. When you say that some doors will close, some doors will open, it's because, it's not just about the success stories, but learn from the mistakes, don't focus, like some students, for example, join our meta-analysis academy because they didn't do well on the steps. Oh, I got a really low score, or maybe I failed step one. Obviously, that's undesirable. But, when these setbacks happen, whatever they may be, just focus on the other things that you can do better, how you can overcome the disappointments. Let's put it that way. So, like in Mariana's words, one door closes, other doors will open. Work hard, persist, have resilience. It will pay off. Mariana, thank you so much for joining and for sharing your story. And I'm incredibly proud of you. And I love the advice that you've given to the folks listening. Really means a lot to me that you would come here and share your story on MetaCast.
Thank you so much, Randerson, for your invitation.
Yeah, absolutely. So remember, guys, subscribe to our channel. We're also on social media, other social media. Listen to other success stories. We share people who are like med students and are doing so well, and chiefs of cardiology and services, and residents and soon-to-be residents. So we share a lot of these success stories, and everyone has a unique perspective, advice that can help you in your career. Join our wait list, as I said. Also, how can people find your fashion brand, Mariana?
Oh, it's in Instagram at Nush Apparel.
At Nush Apparel. Make sure you check out Mariana's global fashion brand. So thank you again for joining. It means a lot to me, to the audience as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Randerson.